If we acquire more language when someone points things out to us about how the language works, what specifically then should we be pointing out to our students about how conversation works? Hi, my name is Susan Shostak, and this is Cookies on the Bottom Shelf, Making the Complex Simple. In this video, we are going to look at the top 5 things that every ESL teacher should know about teaching conversation. First on our list is the system of turn taking, determining who gets to talk when in a conversation. Second on the list, the process of determining what we talk about in a conversation, known as topic management. Number 3 is repairing what's gone wrong, fixing those missteps and trouble spots that we all experience in conversation. Number 4 is talk for specific purposes. This is inviting, apologizing, storytelling. And last, number 5, nonverbal communication. Those facial expressions and gestures that add meaning to our spoken conversation. Let's look first at turn taking. A whole turn in a conversation can consist of one word, or it might be a very long stretch of talk, as you see in the second example, Vanessa answering Sarah. Imagine we are in a conversation with someone. We know it's getting close to our turn to talk because we hear things like a complete utterance, a grammatically complete utterance, like the one you see on the screen. I bought milk already. Or it's a grammatically incomplete utterance, but the meaning is quite clear. Or we may hear something called a trail off. This is when a person is letting their talk sort of trail off into the distance, such as this example. I wondered if you might want to go with me, or we're hoping that the other person's going to sort of fill in the blanks there. And the last one, very familiar, the downward pitch at the end of the talk. This is something that you may have noticed when you're listening to someone who's on the phone. You're waiting, you want to speak with them, but you're waiting for them to get off the phone and you're thinking, are they finished yet? And you're listening for that downward pitch. So in this example, and that was all they wanted. Yeah, that's good. So that downward pitch means they're almost done. All of the things on the list here show that a person is ready to participate in the conversation. There's nothing passive about this. All of these things would indicate that someone has gotten on the launch pad, so to speak, and they're ready to talk. This question is especially important for second language speakers. They are more likely to lose the floor because of speaking slowly or pausing to find the language they need to express themselves. Let's look at some ways to hold the floor. So, one way of holding the floor is not making eye contact. If you've ever been speaking with someone and realized that you're sort of looking off into the distance and not making eye contact while you're talking, that's a subconscious nonverbal behavior that says, I don't want to give up the floor just yet. Or perhaps we talk a bit faster at natural transition points. So you want to think in terms of the telemarketer who doesn't want to let you get a word in edgewise. They want to sort of, get through their spiel as fast as they can. Or sometimes we talk louder. So if I'm trying to take the floor, I might overlap a little bit with your conversation, with your talk, and do it in a louder voice. It's sort of the lion's roar saying, I'm going to take the floor, I'm going to hold my territory. And these words at the end show that I just have more to say. This is a question that we hear quite often from our adult ESL students. It might be a work meeting or a group of coworkers in the lunchroom. In addition to what we've already said about signaling our desire to take a turn with a big in-breath and making eye contact and waiting with an open mouth and so forth, There's some other things that we can do and that we can point out to our students about showing that we want to get into the conversation. Number one is paying attention to when turns end and start and starting your turn on time, or even overlapping a little bit with words like you see on the screen there. Well, but, words that don't really carry any meaning, but they get me out there and hopefully I can get my turn at talk. A student can clear their throat or they can even slightly raise their hand. In the next video, we're going to look at how to initiate a topic, change topics, and figure out if we're done talking about a topic. Join us next time for topic management.